Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Emeral, but y'all can call me Emmy. And today I have a story time. So, I'm gonna give these two boys a name who's in this story time because there's only like 2-3 people in this story time. Bryson, I'm gonna name one Bryson and one Lucky. So I met Bryson first around like this time. I had really low self-confidence and I felt like I just can't talk to nobody in person. Like if they see me in person, they're not gonna think I'm pretty, they're not gonna like me. I'm gonna show you what I look like around that time because I was learning how to do makeup and stuff. I haven't done my makeup in a long time, but I was learning. So I met him first, and like I said, I met him online on an app. It was an app called Peekaboo. That's what that app was called. It was called Peekaboo. They took it down. I think it's called like Vibe now or whatever, but it's not the same. But on Peekaboo, you could do whatever. So I met him on there, and he got my Instagram. We started talking. We fake dated. I don't consider it dating because I started talking to him in like January, and we stopped talking. He broke up with me, and I tell y'all, my heart was broke. My heart was broke when he left me. That's because I was like so obsessed with him because I'm like, oh, he thinks I'm cute. Like nobody else thinks I'm pretty. I don't know. It was just a whole low confidence, low self-confidence thing I had going on. So we start talking in January of one of them years, some years ago, not this year. And we stopped talking February, March, April, May. Yeah, we stopped talking in May. So in my way of getting my nigga back, ninja. In my way of getting my ninja back, I basically made a fake account. So I made this account, and I remember the girl who I used. I'm not gonna say her name, but it was a Hispanic girl. And I put her name was like, I don't want to say what I used for her username because I don't want nobody to go find it. I think I deleted the account. I don't know. But basically, I made this account. I followed him on there. He followed back instantly. Then I posted her I posted some pictures of her, and I had like sent it to people, and I was like, you know, like, comment, repost, or like, comment, share, whatever it was. It wasn't repost yet. I don't think it might have been, but I don't know. He likes it. Okay, he likes it. So I'm like, all right, I want my ninja back. I gotta figure out how to get him back. So that's the reason why I made the fake account in the first place. So I'm like, you know what? What I'm gonna do is, oh, I'm so sorry. This just triggered. That just triggered a memory. That account just triggered a memory about an ex, about one of my exes. Well, not one of them, because I only have one that I claim. But that just triggered a memory, and probably gonna be a story time. Sorry. That's why I took that pause. But so I got added to this group chat, and this was all by coinkydink. Like, this was a coinkydink. I got added to this group chat. It was called like Possum something, like whatever. So I was texting in the group chat. I'm like, hey, do anybody live in this city? Some dude text me. He said, oh yeah, some dude text me. He said yes. I said, do y'all go to this school? Some dude text me, and he said yes. I said, okay. And he asked me for my Instagram or whatever, for my real Instagram, because obviously it was a fake Instagram. So I gave him my real Instagram. The person who responded, that was Lucky, okay? So Lucky and Bryson went to the same school. They played whatever sport he played. I don't know what sport he played, but they played whatever sport together. They were like a year apart, and if they were a year apart, because Bryson was about to graduate, and yeah, Bryson was about to graduate, so he was a senior, which means Lucky was a junior, and I was much younger than both of them. So basically, I started texting Lucky. So now we're talking about him. And we're talking about Bryson, and he's like, oh, what you look like? I sent him pictures of me or whatever, and he was like, oh, like, you're really pretty and stuff like that. He was like, oh, well, if he don't want you, I want you, all this. And I was like, okay. And I was eating it up. I'm not gonna lie, I was eating it up, because when I would take those compliments and drag them. I would drag them, I swear. I would eat them compliments up every time. Didn't matter. So this there comes a time where, hold on, I'm skipping stuff. So basically, this is kind of where everything really starts. I'm at home. I remember I was at home, and Lucky was, trying to talk to me or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is really close to the end of the school year. Like, I was finna, you know, go to my next grade, which we're gonna get into that because that's when I got caught. But this is before I go into this is the end of the school year. So, I tell Lucky, I'm like, oh, well, if you want me to like you, you want me to date you, then I need you to go around the school and ask Bryson like some questions. I was like, oh. He was like, okay, like you doing an interview. So there, he sent me this video. I don't have a video no more, but he sent me this video, and like it's just of him recording. He was like, hey, can I ask you some questions? And Bryson was like, yeah, some questions. He's like, would you get back with any of your exes? And Bryson said no. He said no. He said no. I was hurt. I'm like, fuck. So basically, that was kind of the sum up of the video he sent. So he sent me a video. He was like, so can we talk now? I'm like, all right, whatever. He don't want me. And Bryson went and really like talked to me for real. So what I would do, we would talk sometimes, but we wasn't talking because now it's the summer. Now it's the summer. I done got out of school. I done tried to get my back, but it's not working. I just keep talking to him throughout the summer, like random times. Like we would get on the phone random times, but we wasn't like together or anything. And I was just talking to Bryson. I was talking to Bryson kind of. I was talking to Lucky, and then I was talking to somebody else. I don't think I'm gonna have any story times about him. I might actually, but he don't need a name right now because he's for a future story. So I was talking to all three of them for real. Mainly the other dude and Lucky. Not really Bryson. It was like on and off conversations. So not Bryson. Lucky starts to kind of get like a little bit obsessive or whatever, and throughout the summer, like I said, I'm talking to them and everything. So at some point, I started getting in contact with one of my aunts on my dad's side that I wasn't really like cool with, because, well, it wasn't that I wasn't cool with them, I just didn't know anybody because my dad got like 13 sisters. So I started talking to one of my aunts. She was being very nice. She was giving me money. She paid for my hair. She let me come stay with her so I could have my own, like, area and place and stuff. I know I just put my shirt down like I had some like, I don't, I'm sorry. But she was just, giving me an opportunity to grow and, like, be, a better person, give me somewhere to live and stuff, because a lot of stuff was going on around that time with my family. It wasn't that I didn't have nowhere to live. I had somewhere to live, of course. But it was just, like, the situation with my mom, my sisters and stuff, which is something I'm just not going to get into on the internet because that's not for the internet to know. So, she was giving me that space to grow at her house and all. And this is kind of right before I'm about to go back to school. And I have a video of that day, and it's crazy because I was doing like little lip sync TikToks, and one of my audios I used was like that Glorilla song. Like, if that boy don't do the job right, go with his friend. And I had made a TikTok to that sound earlier that day before I got caught, which is funny. But yeah, so I'm at her house or whatever, and I'm laying on the couch, and I was talking to Lucky about what shoes I was finna get for school and stuff. So I'm sharing my screen. I got my phone, got my screen share on my phone. And I'm showing him my Adidas campuses because I was going to get the green ones, which I did end up getting. But I was showing him the green Adidas campuses. He was like, oh, those are cute or whatever. He was like, go to your Instagram. Like, go to my Instagram. Go to my Instagram. And this is mid screen share. He's like, go to your Instagram. Okay. So I go to it. Scrolling real fast. No, at first I was trying to cover it up. Like, I'm like, all these messages. So I had Bryson's messages in my, what you call that, general? Or whatever one is, yeah, general, not primary. So I had messages there. So I text hella people and I put they messages on top of his, like, I moved everybody messages to general. Which is stupid. I could have just swiped out the message thread, but I want to keep the message thread for some reason. So he then eventually, he's like, go to your, he's like, go to your general. I'm like, all right, cool. So I turn off my screen share real fast. Like, I'm such an idiot. Like, mind you could manipulate better. You could gaslight better. You could do this better. Mind you, I could have left and still had both of them. All three of them, honestly. I still could have had all of them if I would have just swiped out the messages and used my brain. But for some reason, I don't use it. I turn on my screen share. I place messages in primary. Turn it back on. I'm like, this my general. Like, what? He was like, nah, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Go back to your primary. I said, okay. I turn my screen share off again. I go to my primary. Well, yeah, I move his stuff back to general. I go to my primary. He like, nah, bro, do it without turning your screen share off, cause you playing in my face right now. I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. So I just go to my general. I'm scrolling down, and I'm scroll real fast over the messages. Like, I tried, bro. But I'm scrolling down real slow, real fast over the messages, real slow again. I'm like, yeah, babe, that's from 20 weeks ago. No, it's not. It's from 40 minutes ago. And he didn't even respond to me. That was the thing. I text him, and he didn't even respond. Like, Bryson wasn't going. So he ended up seeing the messages while I'm scrolling, and the messages, he ends up seeing it. So he's like, bro, tap of the messages. Scroll up. I'm scrolling up. I scroll up on the messages. He was like, bro, hold on. Doo-doo. He hung up on me. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, what am I about to do? He ends up texting Bryson. Was like, oh, why you texting my da-da-da, or like, why you texting my girl and stuff. He was like, who your girl? Laughing emojis. And he said Emeral. He said Emeral, y'all. So somehow I get added to a group chat call. It's two saved numbers. That Bryson and Lucky, like, I was finna say their real names. Two saved numbers, like, I was hurt, not gonna lie. So they on the phone, and when I tell you Lucky is just, oh my goodness, he just going out on me. And Bryson's very calm, which is, if you know I don't know, I can't really explain, but Bryson is just so calm. He's just not really saying anything, but Lucky is going off. He's like, oh, you did this, you're talking to him, you're talking to me, you been on my phone, but you been on his phone, you said you wasn't talking to him, and da-da-da-da, when was the last time y'all talked, and this, that, and Bryson is not a liar, and bro, and Bryson he gonna be in another story that gotta do with an ex. Like, I hate that everybody start kind of colliding in some point of my life. But so he's just going in on me, and I was like, wait, so are y'all trying to call me a hoe? Why they both was like, yes. I'm like, okay. Eventually, Lucky's like, you know what? Nah. They start talking about my homegirl, and I'm gonna give my homegirl name. Her name gonna be China. They started talking about my homegirl China. They was like, nah, bro, she better not lie. She better not lie. So they was like, add her to the call. Add your friend to the call. I'm like, all right, cool. So I add China to the call, and I'm texting China. I'm like, bro, say this, say that. He was like, and you better not be texting her. I was texting her, and we kind of just all having this argument. It's not really an argument because China's lying for me. Biggie's not. Biggie? Where I get that at? Bryson. I don't know why I say Biggie. Bryson's not saying much. Lucky's going off on me. And I'm just over here trying to defend myself as a sweet, beautiful queen. So then I just, you know what? I say the truth. I was like, Lucky, I was only talking to you so I could get over Bryson and everything. And I was just telling him the truth. Like, I wasn't gonna lie. So after a while, China gets out the call. China's no longer on the call. You know, she done did her due diligence. She done lied for me. She done did what she was supposed to do. So I'm like, you know what? If I can't have both, I can have one. I know that. I can have at least one. I'm going to leave today with at least one ninja. So now I'm over here on a phone. I'm over here sweet talking, kind of, not really sweet talking, but I'm talking to, mind you, I'm still on a 3-way call now, because at first I was on a 4-way call. I was on a 3-way call, then a 4-way call, now a 3-way call again. So I'm on the phone with, you know, Bryce and Lucky. So now I'm talking to Lucky. I'm like, bro, like, I'm sorry. Like, it's not even nothing like that. Like, come on, can we just get off the call with him? Like, let's, like, call me personally. We could talk about this personally. And then, you know, he was real mad at first, but now he's calm. He's like, you know what? All right, okay. So he calls me regular. Now I'm off the phone with Bryson. It's raps for me and Bryson. So I thought. But we'll get to that another day. So I'm on the phone with Lucky. We talking. He's like, you know what, Emeral? It's okay. You're pretty. I forgive you. I'm like, all right. So he forgives me. We go to sleep on a phone. I wake up in the morning. I'm getting ready for work. We on a phone on my way to work. Everything. Like, we just chilling. A few days go by, and it's like, it's kind of off now. Like, our whole thing was off. It was like something you can't really come back from type situation. And I just decided one day, I was like, oh yeah, nah, it's just best if we just friends. And I wasn't really tripping because I'm about to go to another grade. And I feel like, should I tell y'all what grade? Well, I just said I was going to work, so I had to be in high school, clearly. So I'm finna go to 10th grade in that situation. This is, you know, just finished freshman year. Because I was talking to Biggie when I was a freshman. I talked to Biggie. Why do I keep saying Biggie? What? I would talk to Bryce when I was a freshman, like January freshman. And then I start talking to Lucky in that summer going into 10th grade. It was a free trial, for real. But where did I leave off at, y'all? Where did Mama leave off at? Yeah, so I ended up cutting. Like, it was more like a mutual agreement for me and Lucky to just stop talking. But I was okay with that because, like I said, I'm going into 10th grade, and this was going to be my canon event year, which it was. We going to talk about 10th grade when we get there. We're going to talk about that when we get there. But I'm like, all right. So I stopped talking to him. And that was kind of it for that. He did end up calling me like sometime. I just remember I was at my grandma's house now, so I don't have too much. I don't remember too much, but I do know I was at my grandma's house at this time because I was going in between my grandma and my aunt's house a lot. So he called me and he was like, "Oh, something. What would you do if you seen me?" And da da da. It was just like some weird, you know. He was probably like kind of reminiscing or whatever. But I have not talked to him since then. Well, it was another time we did have a little short conversation, which might be another story time if I feel like it's long enough, because this one's really short, 20 minutes. But yeah, that's kind of all for the story today. That's why I said I lost both of them. It was more of a, I lost both of them because eventually I did end up losing Lucky and not talking to him no more. And then I lost Bryson that day, but like I said, they gonna always try to come back. They gonna always try to come back. So he did try to come back. He actively trying to. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that story right there. If y'all like this, make sure y'all, if y'all like this video, make sure y'all like this video. Comment, please. Share with your friends, share with your auntie, share with your grandma, share with your little brother. Like, when they be going to sleep with the iPad on, yeah, just play my video while they sleep. Like, I don't know, just do that, please. And make sure that y'all follow my socials. My TikTok is Planet Pizza Roll with 4 L's at the end. And my Instagram is iiheartalaska. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.